Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings, WFHG. We're joined now with my next special guest. Her name is Elizabeth Gardner. She is one of the new owners of Abingdon Vineyards. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
During the first half of the show, Rick said that one of his favorite wines, he used to sell wine, is from California. And isn't that ironic? Because you are newly transported here from California. Welcome to Virginia.
Thank you so much. We've been here 1 month. We love it so much. We have just gotten such a warm welcome, and we just couldn't be happier.
So you and your husband brought your entire family, including your adorable little girl.
Yes, she just turned 10 months yesterday. She was born on Halloween, so we're having a big old Halloween party. So,
and when I say you brought your whole family, you literally did, because you have two really sweet dogs as well. So the dogs came.
Oh, yeah.
How are they loving being in Virginia?
Are you kidding me? It is dog heaven. We're right on the river. They get daily swims. We get hundreds of people that pet them every day. They get dog treats. I mean,
It's like, this is retirement. We're here to stay.
Yeah. They get all these dog friends, kids come and play with them. I mean, it's pretty ideal.
That's one of the things that's very unique about your vineyard. It's very family friendly and dog friendly. And so it really is this time that community can come together and enjoy nature and all of the beauty that we have here in the area.
And that's what we're all about. Just getting people together, having a good time. And it's just such a beautiful location, and we want to share it with as many people as possible and just create a really warm, welcoming community feel. And we're having a lot of great events, and we're really excited.
You've been in the media here recently. We were just waiting to have you on SuperTalk. If people have not heard your story, just give us a brief introduction of how you all ended up here.
It is a great story. So we both grew up in Northern California, and I actually have a business in Point Reyes. I had no intention of ever leaving. I have a great business there called Food and Farm Tours, and worked with 40 different farms and food producers there. But my husband and I were looking for property. I mean, we really wanted to, have a farm or property of our own. And so we got together with our best friends, and we started looking for a property there. And it was impossible. I mean, the prices there are so inflated, and there was just no way that we could make it work. And so our best friend said, you know what? We're moving back to Virginia, where our best friend Kevin grew up, and we couldn't imagine living without them. So we helped them move. This was back in March. And we said, all right, well, we'll check out Virginia. I had never been to Virginia before in my life. So we came in March, and we were looking around at property and kind of driving around with his friend who was a real estate agent. And we looked at a ranch and didn't fall in love. But as we were leaving, we drove by this magical little place with this beautiful creek and gorgeous wood building. And I said, what's that place? And he said, oh, well, that's the winery. It's for sale. And my husband lit up, because he grew up in Napa and he studied winemaking at UC Davis. And once he graduated, he ended up going into the family business of construction, and for the past 15 years has been desperately trying to get out of it. So this was like a miracle. And he was like, oh my gosh, we have to go there. We have to visit it. So the next day happened to be March 15th, which was opening day of the winery. So we walk in there, and the owner, Bob, and the winemaker, Kevin, just whisked my husband away for hours. So I was there with our little baby girl, Ava Jean, and hanging out in the tasting room, and became great friends with the owner's wife and the winemaker's wife. And there was a whole bunch of people from the wine club there, and they just embraced us and said, and we were just chatting. By the end, they're like, you know what? We think you should buy the winery. And I was like, as a matter of fact, my husband's with the owner now. Like, they didn't even know that was like, on our radar. And so it's just kind of like all these like beautiful little miracles kept happening. And, it was really far out of our reach, but all these people started coming together, and the owners really worked with us to make it happen. And so I'm still honestly a little shocked about it, that it's all fallen into place. And now here we are in Virginia, and we could not be happier. It's just been so wonderful.
You have a beautiful website that you've done.
Thank you.
And when I was looking at the About Us section and looking at your background, and then I was thinking about it on the way to the show this morning, really, it's almost as this business and property has been created for you with your background and your degrees and your expertise and your husband's. It's incredible.
It really is. It's incredibly remarkable. And we just, like I said, we just couldn't be happier. And I feel it's just the perfect combination of our interests, of our skills. I mean, when my husband and I were first walking the property, we're like, oh my gosh, we could be happy here for a lifetime. I mean, it really is the perfect property for us. And I mean, we are just all about hospitality and entertaining and just sharing the good life and community. And it's just the perfect venue to welcome people and to, provide wonderful events and gathering space. And it's just perfect.
That first day when you spent hours there, were you already starting to think about things that you would do or that you would want to create or changes that you wanted to make?
Oh, yeah. I'd already redecorated the whole tasting room. I was already thinking about the crawfish boils we were having. Oh, we got to have the whole hog roast, and we got to, Oh, yeah. We're all about it. We are both big music lovers. I spent a lot of time in New Orleans. I used to go to Jazz Fest every year before the little one came along. So we have a lot of connections in New Orleans. So we're going to have a Cajun crawfish festival in the spring. And, I have a lot of, because I've been in the food business a long while. So we're working with guest chefs all over the country. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine in Vegas, a chef in Vegas, and he's coming to do the Halloween party just for fun.
We'll have to have you all back on the show for that and bring you in. That would be a lot of fun.
For sure. And then once we got here, everyone is just so welcoming. And so like Max from the tavern was like, well, I wasn't going to do Oktoberfest, but we should just do it at your place. And we're just, literally where we turn, people are just like, hey, well, let's partner. And Joel Jerkins from JJ's is like, oh, I've been wanting to do these 7-course wine dinners. Like, let's partner. Let's do them together, And the Heartwood chef was at our place yesterday. All right, let's do this harvest dinner together. So the sense of collaboration is so exciting and inspiring. And there's just this burgeoning farm to table movement, and this area is ready for it, and there's the energy for it. And we're just thrilled.
We need to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings, WFHG. Welcome back. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings, WFHG. I'm joined back with my special guest, Elizabeth Gardner. She is one of the new owners of Abingdon Vineyards. Before the commercial break, we were talking about some of the new events and things that you're going to be incorporating. And anytime that we're moving things in another direction and it's going to be fabulous, everyone in the community is really excited. Sometimes there can be a little resistant to change. Talk to us about how that process has been.
Yes. Well, the great thing is that the previous owners did such a beautiful job. The property is gorgeous. The building is impeccably built. The winery facility is phenomenal. And the vineyards are fantastic. And we're keeping on the vineyard manager, Kevin Sutherland, who's been there since 2005, and his wife, who's the tasting room manager. So we have that carryover. I feel like we're carrying over everything that was great, and we're just building on it. And we're just excited to share it with more people and just have more events and just some kind of a more friendly feel. And like I said, just more welcoming we're kid friendly, dog friendly, and just, having some more opportunities to enjoy the beautiful property. And then again, like I said, these partnerships with local chefs and local purveyors. We're adding in all these local cheeses and local salamis, and we're, just making all these wonderful partnerships. So we're just all about synergy with the community and just keeping it like a warm, welcoming feel.
Now, will the vineyard be available if people want to have, let's say, a reception or a shower or a wedding or something like that? Is that in the works at some point?
Oh, absolutely. We're all about events. So back in California, I did a lot of farm-to-table dinners. So I'm very excited about hosting events. So yeah, we have a lovely event room. And then we also, we have 45 acres. So there's some wonderful areas, part of the property where people could have parties. We have this gorgeous old tobacco barn, which we want to restore so we can have events and weddings there. And it's on the creek and the South Holston River. So, it's just idyllic. So it really is perfect for events. And we're hosting a bunch of events ourselves, and we really welcome people to host their own events there as well.
Talk to us about the event that's tomorrow. We have alluded a little bit what people are going to be able to find.
Yeah, so we're having a whole hog roast, and we are very excited about it. And as you mentioned, we have Adam Bolt playing, so we've got live music, and then we've got barbecue, and JJ's from Abingdon is doing the cornbread and coleslaw and baked beans, so you can get a plate of food for $10. And then of course we'll have wine, and my personal favorite, we're debuting wine slushies. So we have all this sweet wine, and I was like, you know what? We should try put this in the slushie machine and see what happens. So we tried it. It's phenomenal. So we're going to have Razzle Dazzle Slushies debuting tomorrow. They're amazing. And lots of stuff for the kids too. Bring your water shoes. You can run around the creek. And it's free. It's free admission. And then you just pay for drinks and food when you get there. We're also partnering with Wolf Hills Brewery. We got a special day permit to have beers, so even the non-wine lovers can come have a good time. It's going to be lots of fun. It's from 3 to 6 at Abingdon Vineyards.
If people haven't been to the vineyard before, what's the address? Where is it located?
So it's right near Alvarado Station. It is 20530 Alvarado Road.
Now, you do tastings there at the vineyard, and during the commercial break, we were talking about your husband, Lauren, who is the co-owner to the vineyard, and he said that one of the interesting things is sometimes people will come in and they'll say, I don't like wine. And as they're educated and they try different things, it's really a transformation, and they decide this is something that I like. It's basically finding what unique taste a person has and then being able to fit that. How do you go about doing that, and what are some of the most popular wines that you all have?
Yeah, great question. So we're all about education. So I actually was a school teacher for many years.
You have a degree from Stanford, and then you're a certified natural chef.
I keep busy.
The bio is pretty long.
I keep busy. But what my husband loves, yes, it's like if people come in and say, I don't like wine. He's like, ooh, wow,
it's a challenge.
Yes, let's just try a few things. And he's all about educating people and just finding like their sweet spot. It's like there are so many different wines out there, and it's just a matter of finding people's palate. And he hasn't failed yet. He's always able to find a wine that people can appreciate and enjoy. And what his big thing is educating all these restaurants. We've been working with a lot of local restaurants, and he'll have the whole staff in to do a wine education. and they're like, minds are blown, and they're like, gosh, we wish we had learned this 10 years ago, So there's a lot to learn about wine, and we also offer tours of the vineyard so you can see the whole process. We're also coming into harvest. Yesterday was our first day of harvest. We harvested the Pinot Noir grapes. So for the next 2 months, harvest will be going kind of in and out, just depends when the grapes are ready. And it's pretty much a lot of volunteers. So you can always email us if you want to join in the fun. And of course, you're rewarded with wine. And then we have a big old harvest dinner for those that donate more than 6 hours of their time. So we'll be having a big old harvest party, and it's just a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie, and then you really get an appreciation for the process. And a lot goes into winemaking. It's pretty involved. And once you get an appreciation for that, then you have a lot more respect for the product. And so anyway, it's just a lot of fun. And my husband and the whole team are just really enthusiastic about it and want to share it.
Abingdon Vineyard, they have a long list of wines, 20-some wines.
Yes. We couldn't believe it when we first went in there in March, and we're like, oh my gosh, you make all these wines. So it's small. I mean, they make a little less than 2,000 cases, but like 25 different types of wine. And so, I mean, part of our vision is going to be kind of, quality over quantity. So we're probably going to focus on about 9 and just do them the absolute best that we can. We want to keep the variety. So we'll probably do, 3 whites, 3 reds, 3 sweets. We want everyone to find something that can make them happy, but just want to really focus on the quality and doing the very best that we can. So we do have, some of the inventory, and we'll be going through it. So if you have an old favorite, now's the time to come stock up, buy a few cases. We can't guarantee they'll be around forever, but we are going to do our very best, like I said, to do a great variety so everyone can find something they love.
The wonderful thing about having the community to come and help this type of thing, their energy, their love, all of that becomes contributed in that too. And so then it's a living thing.
It really is. And that was the thing that we were really blown away by when we came in March, just how wonderful the community was, how embracing they were, how encouraging they were. And like we had the whole, the winery came with its own community of people who love the property, love the product, and they have been so encouraging and so supportive. And that's what really warmed our heart. And we're like, wow, this is a place where we could, like I said, spend a lifetime. This is where we want to raise our daughter. This is home.
We need to take a quick commercial break here in just a couple minutes. You have something else that you wanted to share with us, so we'll do that when we come back. Again, if you don't mind, give us your website, contact information, so if people would like to learn more, they can.
Absolutely. So the best way to learn more is the website, Abingdon Vineyards with an S.com. And it has everything you need to know, all of our wines, all of our upcoming events, story, and our whole team. So check it out, and lots to explore there.
We'll be back in just a few minutes. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings, WFHG. Welcome back. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings. We're back with Elizabeth Gardner. She is one of the owners of Abingdon Vineyards. We're talking about the event that's coming up tomorrow. And one of the things that I think is very interesting, of course, Rick, you had mentioned that you used to sell wine, and one of your favorite wineries was in California. There are different grapes, varietals that grow differently depending on your climate, how much sun you get, the amount of moisture and water that you get. So oftentimes we're ending up trying to grow grapes that maybe aren't meant to grow in our area. I think one of the exciting shifts as far as food and wine that we're seeing really globally is more of a sustainability approach, so that we can really commune with nature and what the earth is going to provide for us and be able to celebrate that. Ooh, that gives me chills, from the region itself. And that's something that you are looking forward to doing as well.
Yes, we're all about it. So there are some native North American grapes that are perfectly suited to the Virginia climate. So Norton would be one example. And these were perfected in the time of Thomas Jefferson because he made a lot of wine. And unfortunately, they were all torn out during Prohibition and thought to be extinct. But luckily, they found some, ironically, in a churchyard in the Midwest and have brought back some of these native varietals that are perfectly adapted to Virginia. So they withstand the frost, they withstand all the summer rains, you don't get any rot, because this year we lost almost 50% of our grapes due to a late frost. And that would never happen if we were using grapes that were more suited to this climate. So a lot of people, just because they're more well known, are using European varietals, but there's a lot of disease pressure on those because it's a different climate. And so part of our future goal is to plant grapes that are more suited to this climate. So you don't have to depend on spray and you don't have to lose half of your crop, and you become more sustainable and you're planting things in harmony with nature.
I'm sure it probably depends on the variety of the grape and the location and how much sun you get, all those types of things. I'm sure it goes into this. But how long does it take from the time that you initially plant a vine to be able to get that first bottle or the first grapes even?
Yeah, good question. 3 years to get grapes. And if you're doing a red wine, then you're 5 years to first drink that wine. Because once you harvest them, the red wines are typically laid down for 2 years. So this is a long-term, and that's why I said we'll be here for a lifetime. It's a long-term project for sure. So the plants that we plant this spring, we will be enjoying in wine form in 5 years.
In 5 years. Incredible. Now, as far as aging is concerned, I know that there's some different ones that you all had been offering or that the previous owners did, depending on if they were oak age, things like that. Do you have any idea, or can you tell us what things you might be including in the future?
Well, my husband and Kevin, the vineyard manager, are very excited about French oak. They really geek out on this stuff. So they'll talk for hours about aging and different types of oak. So we're getting some new French oak barrels, which is a big deal for them. And of course, we'll be doing some stainless aging as well. So we actually just a few hours ago launched an Indiegogo campaign, and it's a crowdfunding, it's a fundraising. It's kind of like Kickstarter, if you've heard of that. So like I said, this vineyard was a big stretch for us, but we have lots of plans and lots of visions. And so we're enlisting the community to help us out and be part of the vineyard. So if you check it out, it's pretty cool because what you do is you offer all these fun perks just to help kind of to help raise money, but really it's these amazing experiences for people. So we're offering wine blending classes so you can come learn and make your own wine blend. You can sponsor your very own grape vine and you get to put a little plaque on it and you can take photos with it and you get the very first bottle of wine made from those grapes. You can sponsor a barrel of these amazing French oak barrels that they're so excited about. You get your name burned into it and you get to do your own barrel tastings and you get the first case of wine that comes out of that. You can sponsor your own wine dinner there. So we have all these like wonderful rewards, including, this is one of my favorites. You can sponsor, we're doing handmade picnic tables and you can sponsor one and you get your plaque on it, and then that is your VIP table during every event and music festival that we have. So that one's pretty cool because then you're a VIP for life. So and then like I said, we're trying to restore this beautiful old tobacco barn. So we're raising money for that and just to restore the heritage. And And we really just want to honor the land that we are lucky enough to steward. This is not about us. This is about the community and just creating a wonderful place for people to gather and to host, beautiful celebrations, weddings, birthday parties. And, we want to provide that for the community. And so we're really excited about the Indiegogo campaign to get everyone involved and excited. So it'll be fun.
And how can people find out more information on that?
So if you visit the website, abingdonvineyards.com, on the homepage there, you can click right on there. There's a little video. It's a little cheesy, but it's cute. And you can see us and our baby girl and our 2 doggies. And we're talking about the vineyard and how excited we are. And there's just a link right there. And you can go and see all the different rewards and learn all about our story and all about our hopes and dreams. So that's going all the way till Halloween. So I hope you check it out and share it. And most of all, we hope you come visit us at the winery.
Now, the previous owners, they would close down part of the year. Do you know what you're going to be doing as far as that's concerned?
We are open all year round.
Wonderful. No shortage of wine.
No. And, that'll be just a great time for locals. We're eventually going to be having live music there every week. And we really, already it's kind of got the Cheers vibe. Like we have people, we got a lot of regulars, and that's just how we want it, So, we'll be there year round, and I'm looking forward to January and February. We got a beautiful fireplace. We got plenty of room inside. We got some new cozy couches. We have a piano. It's so great. People pop in, play the piano. We have drums. We have guitar. And so it's just a wonderful place to hang out and to enjoy life.
Well, thank you so much for being here today and sharing with us. Anything else you'd like to share with our listeners before we leave?
I just want to thank the community for being so incredibly welcoming and encouraging. And I couldn't be happier to spend the rest of my life here. So thank you.
Welcome to the community.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday Mornings.